Hello everybody, and welcome to the Magnificent Abundance Manifestor Live. So today's live is about your intelligence. And the question is intelligence enough to succeed? Or can you bank on your intelligence to make it work for you? The reason I chose this theme is because I've been working with a young man lately, and he's been through some, let's say, harsh time through his experience of the corporate world, and obviously coming from a place where the brighter you are, the more you're rewarded, which comes from the academic background. When you come from university or business school or engineer school or whatever. So it is mainly your IQ that is being assessed and therefore looked at in order to reward you, right? However, when you go into the workforce, oftentimes you realize that it's actually not that much about your input as such, in terms of how clever or bright you are. And this is something that I would like you to think about. When you look at successful people that you do admire, what is the common factor in all of them, according to you, that you see oftentimes? When you look at what people define as success, which is around the financial reward, but now these days about the emotional reward as well, and ideally spiritual reward, because of the impact that you're making, because you're not just one individual doing your thing, but through whatever you do, because we're all interconnected, what you do is affected a lot of people at the moment you're doing it. Okay, so this is something that now is part of what people call success. So what is the common factor, according to you, through these successful success stories? Okay, so obviously this is about my favorite theme and topic. It is about the energy. And it's a combination of things, obviously. It's the energy that they have that is quite, let's say, overwhelming even at times. But it's the energy which is the drive, the focus, the consistency, and the resilience. These are the key components of the successful people I've looked at, studied, observed, and if you have noticed something else, please feel free to share. So now, when it comes to your IQ, is that really enough? Well, I'm going to give you the answer straight away. No, it's not enough. Whether it is in the corporate world or when you have your own business, because these days, more and more people tend to understand that in order to navigate in this world, you need not only to have the rational mind, but you need to have emotional intelligence, and these days even spiritual intelligence, in order to really get to that level of comprehension, understanding, and to make this impact that you so desire. Because if according to Tony Robbins, the highest level fulfillment of a human being, I mean, it's not him who created this, right? It's through his observation, the way he formulated it, which is the same thing as the Maslow pyramid, which is that self-fulfillment, but also the contribution that you make to society and to others. This is the highest fulfillment of a human being. Once you care for your basic needs, then your need for growth, etc., etc. So, and to come back to this young man that I've been working with, it's a little hard for him to have a grasp of all of this because he's at the beginning of his journey, and he is struggling with that concept that there are other components of his character that needs to be developed. He looked through everything through his rational mind, and he's exhausting himself, and he is over-analyzing that a lot of you can do at times, a lot of us, when we don't understand that there is not only one form of intelligence. So trying to understand something logically to make it work sometimes will lead you to a brick wall, because it's not only about the rational mind, it's about, again, the emotional intelligence and the spiritual intelligence. And obviously what I'm coming to is your intuitive mind, tapping into that divine intelligence. So this is a different world now I'm talking about. So for someone who really has been immersed into Cartesian world, a Cartesian view, perception of the world from Descartes, right? So being extremely rational only, it's going to feel like I'm speaking a foreign language. For those who have done some further personal development work and have spent more time and this various form of approach to our world, then it will feel more familiar. And in order to move further in your life and feel connected to yourself, to others, and to what's happening around you, not in a way that you are a victim of what's happening, but in an empowering way, this is where you need to up your game, to up level your game, right? To get a step further in terms of how you approach your reality. And when you have that capacity to tap into that divine intelligence through your intuitive mind, then this is where answers will come to you in a very easy manner. You will have a smoother experience of life, and you will be able to make decisions, take action in a way that is no longer sterile. So it's going to be fruitful in essence. Okay? So this is important to understand, because if you get stuck into that reality of there is only my academic intelligence that is my asset, you're missing out on a lot of other good things that you have in you, other good qualities, which is your sensitivity, and how you can feel your way through life. In order to do this, you have to be in touch with your intuitive self. And there is a path to do it. There is a way to do it. You can obviously start practicing, doing some meditation, journaling, doing some... there is a word for it. when you write without knowing what you write, but something gets written. So I did that. This is how I started to develop my own intuition. I was being relentless into connecting to myself on a daily basis through meditation, through journaling, but at some point I started to write things that then I felt were being channeled. That's like, you know, a word that a lot of people use, but what it means actually really is that you start feeling things and it's going to be translated through your writings without your rational mind interfering, which is the odd part and the magical part too. So now, have I answered the question? I believe I have, in a sense that there are various forms of intelligence to tap into in order to create the success that you desire. The academic IQ is used to be perceived as the only one. Now it's one component, and you have many other components that you need to develop, progress, your emotional intelligence, your spiritual intelligence, and that ability to connect to yourself through your intuition, which is, you know, the spiritual intelligence aspect. Now, how can you do this? So, as I said, I told to you about these various options, but sometimes even though you do all of this, you still get stuck. You still feel like things are not moving forward. Why? Because, again, this is my ultimate message, because you have some stuff in your energy field that are stuck to you, that you haven't let go of. And whether you know it or you don't, this is being stuck to your skin, but you can't see it because it's energy, and energy is something you feel, you see intuitively, but not to the untrained eye. And if you have that, you can do everything and anything, but still feel like you can't see progress. And this is when I highly urge you then to do a healing on you, a clearing of your energy, so that you can finally create that amazing reality, this amazing life that you want for yourself. And this is something that I help my clients do on a consistent basis, because this is something that obviously we don't learn at school, that is not mentioned in the press, in the media. Only a very narrow portion of the population know it. If you want to be part of those who have that understanding and you want to get ahead of your journey and not dwell and spend like years and years struggling, so this is time for you to take action. So when you are looking into your energy, you can see some things, but there are some things that you might not see, because as I said, if you are not trained intuitively, you will miss some part of it. So by working with an energy healer, that person is going to be identifying what it is that is stuck in your field. So that's what I do with the people I'm working with. I see what the pain is, I work with my guides, and I am shown the path to help whoever I'm working with so that they get the best optimal outcome for themselves. So, and what happens when the energy is cleared? What happens? This is a good question, right? So that means the fogginess is removed and you have a better sight. Meaning you can feel better what you're doing, where you're going. You will intuitively know what direction to take, what feels good to you, what doesn't feel good to you. You will have a better self-awareness. And that self-awareness is going to allow you to make better decisions, which are going to give you results quicker. Because people talk about action taking. Fine, fair enough. Take actions, agreed. But if you take action and you're blind, you're going to have to take 50 steps to get the results that you want. What if instead of 50, you could take only 5? I'm not saying 1 because you still, do it one step at a time, but let's say 5 instead of 50. Why? Because you have a better sight. You know better. Intuitively, you are guided. You are shown the way. It's like your path is being lightened up for you, and you can navigate through life because of that ability that you have to tap into your intuitive mind. And this is where the magic happens. This is when things then start to click. Doors open for you. And everything that is around you doesn't feel like a mysterious jigsaw. It actually makes sense because you feel it, you know it, and you navigate through it in a very smooth and easy manner. This is what being aligned is. When you are aligned, you actually need to just do a few things and things happen. Things work. It doesn't feel like Groundhog Day. Yeah. So this is it. When you want to create that success, it's that ability to tap into these various levels of intelligence. And when I talked about divine intelligence, is that connectiveness. It's okay. So divine intelligence is that ability to tap into that. I'm looking for a word that is going to reflect my thoughts. So hold on a second. Okay, so tapping into that divine intelligence is going to give you the highest level of guidance that you can have in order to move through life and progress. This is where you can talk about spiritual intelligence. So that's what it takes to create sustainable and massive success for yourself. That ability to mix all of these aspects of life in a way, it's like a master chef. You have all of these ingredients and you are asked to do something amazing and to create a masterpiece. And you want your life to be a masterpiece. And in order to become that artist that designs your life in the best possible ways, so you have to make sure that your skills are as heightened as possible. So I decided that every time now I'm going to share my link with you for if you want to work with me, because I'm not doing that enough. It's not that enough, but okay. So I'm going to paste the link. So if you want to work with me, either through a course or one-to-one, okay, this is for one-to-one. Next time I will put all the options. So this is here. Here it is. So you can contact me or go through the link and decide which option you prefer. So, are you now ready to create the success and tap into all of these various aspects that I talked about? All of these in level forms of intelligence. Okay? Alright, so on that note, I'm going to wish you a beautiful rest of the day, and I will speak to you in my next video. Happy manifesting. Bye-bye.